کی امام نے کیا دکھ اٹھائے سرور گردوں امام نے بھیجا سلام جن پہ رسول انعام نے ہو پیش آہ زہر و دغا اس کے سامنے ہو پیش آہ زہر دغا اس کے سامنے کیا انقلاب گردش لیل و نہار ہے سجاد کے جگر کا کلیجہ فگار ہے سجاد کے جگر کا کلیجہ فگار ہے کب تاب ہے کہ اس کے مصائب کروں رفع مولا کی زندگی بھی ہے کہ داستان غم طفلی میں کربلا کے مصائب و دام بدم تھا 5واں برس کے ستم پر ہوئے ستم تھا 5واں برس کے ستم پر ہوئے ستم ایک ریس مان ظلم میں نہ نکل آئی تھی ارے بابا کے ساتھ خیر کی ایزا اٹھائی تھی ارے بابا کے ساتھ خیر کی ایزا اٹھائی تھی زندان شام سے جو رہا ہو کے آئے گا فرت علم سے روتے تھے سجاد نو فرصت غم حسین نے پائی نہ عمر دادا کا غم انہیں تھا نہیں تھا ارے دادا کا غم انہیں نہیں تھا غم پدر عابد کے شغل جو تھے وہی شغل آپ کے 40 سال روئے ہیں ہمراہ باپ کے ارے 40 سال روئے ہیں ہمراہ باپ کے افسوس رنج و غم سے نہ مہلت ملی سر سے پدر کا سائے رحمت بھی جب اٹھا فریاد آہ لب پہ کبھی تھی کبھی بکا اتنی مصیبتوں پہ بھی کب چین مل سکا ارے اتنی مصیبتوں پہ بھی کب چین مل سکا ظالم ڈرانا خالق اکبر کے خیر سے بیجا کیا محمد باقر کو زہر سے ارے بیجا کیا محمد باقر کو زہر سے ارے آمادہ قتل جو ہوا وہ ستم شیا پیوست ایک زی میں کیا زہر بے شمار مرکب پہ چڑھنے کا دیا یہ حکم ایک بار جب جانشین مالک دلدل ہوا سوار جب جانشین مالک دلدل ہوا سوار موقع دیا نزیز نے फिरका तेरा का रस्म के असर से फूल गया जिस्म शाह का, सम के असर से फूल गया जिस्म शाह का, आबिद के लाला फाम की रहलत का रोज है।
जज़ाकल्लाह समान भाई। और मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मोहम्मद वाले। चंद एक ऐलानात इंशाअल्लाह सैटरडे इसी अज़ाख़ाने में मजलिस-ए-शहादत बसिलसिले हज़रत मुस्लिम अलैहिस्सलाम मुनक़्क़िद होगी। नमाज ठीक 8:30 पे नमाज मग़रिब से शुरू होगी, उसमें आप सबसे शिरकत की दरख्वास्त है। एंड संडे 1 बजे अमाल अरफा शुरू होगा विद नमाज ज़ोहरैन, मे बी अलग आवर एंड हाफ का मिला अमाल होंगे। संडे है, अच्छा मौका है हम सब के लिए, तो प्लीज़ ट्राई टू अटेंड, डोंट मिस इट। और इंशाल्लाह नमाज ईदैन विल बी हेल्ड एट 9 AM, फर्स्ट नमाज, सेकंड नमाज विल बी हेल्ड एट 10:30। एंड जश्न ईद गदीर इंशाल्लाह विल बी हेल्ड ऑन मंडे 19th। Program will start at 7:30 with the dinner, followed by namaz, lecture by Hussain al-Nasheed, then lecture in Urdu by Moulana Mehboob Sahab. After that, qasida will start. So उसमें आप सबसे शिरकत की दरख्वास्त है। अमाल गदीर will be held on Tuesday, August 20th at 11 AM. बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद वाले। So you all know that this is our second, fourth, fifth, and sixth Imam. They don't have the cover, they don't have a tomb. And fortunately, the Baqir group doing their best, actually not their best, I don't have words to say, the best of the best they are doing. What we have to do to support them, just at least once a year, go to the embassy of Iblis and say loudly, rebuild al-Baqi. You know the date and you can mark right now. And beside that protest, they are doing around the year, almost 24/7, 365. They are doing almost every day something else, something other here and there. They do all those things. Now they are doing a symposium or meeting at UNO in Switzerland. With this regard, I am going to invite Brother Jaleel to give you the update. Please welcome him with the loud salawat.
Assalamu alaikum. As you know, we always give you updates during the Shahadat of our Imamat that are in Baqi with no rosas, nothing overhead, no shelter. So we feel it is very imperative during those Shahadat days that we give you updates. Now, very quickly I'll go through them so you know there's a lot of them and I'll be as concise as possible. First, Baqi organization, as you all know, have mock-ups in Najaf and Karbala. Now these mock-ups, they serve Zawara Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and we invite all of you to join us. As we always do, most people have done it, most people have done the volunteering over there. If you want to join us, if you want to serve, if you want to be part of serving and earning sawab at the same time, please contact Dr. Shafiq Badr. He's the point man from Baqi organization on that. Also, please spread this. All of you have Facebook, social media channels, WhatsApp, with your family and friends, and tell them. Visit us over there and help us. And also, these things just don't come out of air. We spend over $50,000 every year just on the mock-ups, nothing else, just on the mock-ups. So we ask you, that if you have some things, last year when we were going to Karbala, mashallah, some people donated, but at the last minute, 2 bags full of brand new shoes, 2 bags full of brand new clothes. We take brand new clothes, and they ask us to do the service of serving the Zawar of Imam Hussein in their name and distributing that. And we did that. So if you have brand new something, items or something like that, give it to us now. Do not do it later, because it's very difficult for us to take things later on, because everybody's running around and everybody's got luggage and everything to carry. So we can make arrangements for shipping now. Also, not only items, but if you can help monetarily, that would really be appreciative, because it would, remember, 100% of your money goes towards that. None of it is spent on anything else. We take our own expenses. We bear our own expenses. We don't take a dime from there. So we want to make sure that all of your expenses are accounted for, and we go ahead and we buy items over there in Karbala, or we already have items like 50,000, badges, 50,000 juices. We already have that on order, and they're already there for us. So when we get there, we load them and we do this. I can go on and on, so I'm going to cut short. So please help us. Dr. Shafiq brother is the point person. The least you can do, I asked you, I implore you, the least you can do is talk to your friends and family. Let them know that we have a mock-up. Visit us over there. You will be surprised at what you see, and you will see what good. And why we do that, that's another story, but inshallah we will get into it some other time. But we want you to be part of this, because you are part of Baqi organization. Second, we have a NGO, non-governmental organization, which is Baqi organization. Mashallah is one of the few Shia organizations that is registered in the United Nations. I've said that before, standing right here. We are holding a conference in Geneva on August 26th. That is a Monday. Now remember, Geneva is 7 hours ahead of us. So the conference is going to be at 11 a.m. We are going to try to see if we can do something as far as live transmission goes, Facebook transmission goes. We will try that. Now, the reason we are saying this, Moulana Mahmoud, mashallah, will be one of the speakers, and there are 4 other speakers from London and across Europe. So you are invited for United Nations conference, but in order to get into United Nations conference, you need a pass. Now, if you don't go to Geneva again, you have social media presence. You have family across the world. If you have family in France, which is next door to Geneva, you have Switzerland family. If you have London, it's a hop, skip, and jump from London and from Germany and all of that. So it is central over there. So if you can, ask your friends and family to join us over there. The more people show up, they give us more room, they give us more attention, and they say, wow, this is an organization that is working hard, and they give us a lot more to work with. So please, help us again. We want to make sure that the name of Al-Baqi Cemetery, the rebuilt Al-Baqi Cemetery, and the symbol that it stands for, the brutality and the atrocities that is committed in Saudi Arabia and the desecration of other heritage Islamic sites that is done. We want to make sure that the world hears us. The only way they can hear us is if we have numbers, if you join us. So give us your presence on social media. Talk to your family, friends. Again, we say that like a mock-up, we implore you. Talk to you. If you have family in Europe, please ask them. Kumail Bhai is a point person on that. He will arrange for passes. He will get everything done for you. So when those people go over there, they will have passes in the names. So please contact Kumail Bhai or you can contact any Baqi organization member, but he is the point person on that, just like Dr. Shafiq brother. Number 3, we got a documentary, mashallah, that is going to be released very soon. That documentary is by international scholars and academics. That documentary gives an analysis of Al-Baqi, the cemetery, what happened prior, everything. It also gives you a detailed inside look of it. It also gives you the why, hows, and do's and don'ts of it. So it was going to be a very good documentary, inshallah. We will release it at the right date. We are still waiting for the final things to get through that. Number 4, a Baqi organization team is going to Albany, New York, and Pennsylvania, Allentown, inshallah, On August 23rd and 24th, I think there's either Gadir Jashan during that time over there. We'll be going there to open up new chapters and new cities to join us so that we have more presence. Now remember, all of these movements we are doing, we do, like Heather was saying, 24/7, 2 more minutes of your time, but we do all this for what purpose? To bring Al-Baqi Cemetery, the rebuild of it, and the human rights and the supplications, the points that we have that we fight for every time. United Nations is still alive. The things that we are doing in United Nations is still part of it, and we are constantly going on that too. So I am asking you, I implore you, please be part of it, support us, and if you can, at least do it with your family and friends so that we have very strong groundswell and grassroots movement that can go through Europe. We are concentrating on Europe right now a lot, and in Asia, and right now we had protests in Delhi and all of the other cities. Please help us. We need your help, but remember, you're not doing it for us. You're doing it for yourself. Bibi Salamullah alayhi salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. She is going to reward you all. Okay, we are nothing. We cannot reward. We cannot do anything. We can only say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But she is going to reward you here and the hereafter. Thank you very much for your time, mashallah. Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat.
एक और नारे सलात अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले. On behalf of IEC management and the committee, we are humbly honored to welcome Sheikh Moulana Sheikh Abdul Jaleel Sheikh Jaleel Abdul Isa. Please welcome him with a loud salawat. I'm sorry. His full name is Sheikh Abdul Jaleelu Isa. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him the good health, courage to continue the preaching, the message of the Ahlul Bayt. Please welcome him with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala. I humbly request, especially all the youth, please move as much as you can and close to the member. Moulana is going to recite in English. Please stand up and move forward. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيبي وحبيب إله العالمين، طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهاديين المهديين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ذلك الذي يبشر الله عباده الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى ومن يقترف حسنة نزد له فيها حسنا إن الله غفور شكور. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Some of the many questions that a lot of us have heard or read, or it has come about in our discussions. It's about why do a Shia particularly always spend so much money in regarding to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Whether in majalis, whether in building Imam burgers, or whether doing things for Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. What's the significance of it? And especially when we know for sure that they're not longer in this world. And whatever we talk about them is all about past. So why this money, attention, time, energy that is spent on Ahlul Bayt? Question number 2. Let's assume that, okay, it's okay to do it. Let's assume that. But is there any ayah in the Quran? Because anything we do in Islam, there have to be an ayah in the Quran. Today, if you ask a Muslim, why are you praying? So because Allah said in the Quran. What did Allah say? Ayyuhalladhina aqimus salah. When He said, I want to go to Hajj, because there is an ayah in the Quran, say Hajj is wajib. I want to give a sadaqah, because Allah said about sadaqah in the Quran. So is there anywhere in the Quran, because today, one of the tools that is used is that anything that you do, if it's not in the Quran, then it doesn't make sense. Or anything that you do, if it doesn't have any proof from the Quran, then it means it's not in Islam. So with that said, if we said, no, yes, we have to do all of these, commemorate, celebrate the birth, the death of Ahlul Bayt, then where is there in the Quran that we can pinpoint and say, Quran said this in this ayah, in this surah, that this is important? Where is it in the Quran? That is what we want to talk about tonight. The importance of Ahlul Bayt, practically loving them and following them and doing celebration and commemorating from the point of Quran. That is what our topic is going to be tonight. Now, the ayah we just read is in Surah Al-Shura. And Surah Al-Shura is one of the ayahs in the Quran, one of the surahs in the Quran. The ayah was revealed in Medina. But I want you to pay attention carefully, because the surah itself is known as Surah Makkiyah. But the ayah we read is ayah Madaniyah. As you know, Quran, sometimes there is a surah was revealed in Mecca, and sometimes the surah is revealed in Medina. Now, some ayahs might be revealed later on. Now, this Surah Al-Shura, the entire surah, most of it is revealed in Mecca. But this particular ayah was revealed in Medina. And how did it come about? And this is in Tafsir. They say the ayah was revealed after the hijrah of the Prophet to Medina. When he came to Medina, established the Masjid Nabawi. The Ansar came to Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah, we came to you. But before they came to Rasulullah, they had a meeting among themselves. And they said among themselves, look at this Rasulullah. How much he has done, so much for us as a Muslim. Look his life from Mecca, and look his life here in Medina. So we as an Ansar, we believe we owe Rasulullah something. We have to pay something. We have to do something for him. But what can we do for him? Some of them said, the best thing is to ask him. So let's go to him and ask him. Ya Rasulullah, we have seen all the effort that you have done for Muslims, for the Ummah, and we want to appreciate you. But we don't know what can we do to appreciate you. So they agreed on this, and they came to Rasulullah. Say, Ya Rasulullah, we came to you. Rasulullah, okay, what is it the matter? Question, something? They say, Ya Rasulullah, we saw all the effort that you made, and especially the day you entered in Medina. We look at you, Ya Rasulullah, and we saw how your feet were bleeding from the heat. And we saw the exhaustion on your face as you come to Medina. And all of this we know is not about you, it's about the Ummah. And we saw as you came to Medina what you have done, teaching, guiding. And we, the people of Medina, realized that. And we want to ask you, what can we do to show our gratitude and appreciation for all your effort? That was the question they put to Rasulullah. Now, before Rasulullah said, I want this or that or do this, Allah said, Ya Rasulullah, this is not for you to answer. It's question to you, but the answer is from Allah. What is it? Ya Allah, Jibreel comes, he said, Ya Rasulullah, tell them, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, I, Muhammad, Allah told me, and look at the ayah, kul. The word kul in Arabic, they said, yufidul amr. It's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is not something Rasulullah said on his own. It's Allah's order. Kul, tell them, Ya Rasulullah, la as'alukum alayhi ajra. That whatever I have done for Islam, I do not expect any reward from you. Illa, in Arabic, illa is called harful istithna, except al-mawaddata fil qurba. Allah is telling Rasulullah to tell those Ansar and to all of us that the only thing that I expect from you is mawadda fil qurba. But before we analyze the ayah one by one, you know, the same question was asked by the companions of other prophets, like Shu'aib alayhi salam and other prophets. But the answer of those prophets compared to the answer of Rasulullah were two different things. Those prophets, when they were asked, the answer is, in ajriya illa Allah. You asking me for reward for whatever I've done? Say, my reward is on Allah. I don't need any material, house, car. I don't need any of this. My reward is on Allah. Whatever I deserve, He will give it to me. Every prophet, that was his answer from the Quran. Except when the time came to Rasulullah. Then the answer was completely different. What was the answer? I said, إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَةِ. Now, what is the meaning of mawadda? And what is the meaning of qurba? Because the ayah comes to tell us what is the prophet expect from us. Because the ayah, لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربة. The only thing the prophet wants is two things. One is mawadda, and two, al-qurba. What is the mawadda and what is qurba? And two, why the prophet doesn't want like other prophets. Other prophets, they say, in ajra illa Allah, I want Allah to reward me. But the Rasulullah said, no, mine is different. What is it, Ya Rasulullah? I said, illa al-mawaddata fil qurba. Now, let me give you the word mawadda. It's one of the words in Arabic. In Arabic, we have the word irada. Then we have mahabba. Then we have mawadda. They all go in the same direction, but as they go, they have differences. Al-irada is used in the Quran. In ayat al-tathir, innama yuridullah. The word irada, that's one. Then there's the word mahabba. It's used in Surah Al Imran. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونَ. Number 3 is mawadda. إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَةِ. Al-irada in Arabic is to desire something, to want something. And there is also another discussion among the scholars that does Allah has a desire or he doesn't? Yes, he does. Does Allah has like and dislike? Yes, he does. Allah, he said in the Quran, I like certain things, I don't like certain things. I love certain things, I don't love certain things. One of the things Allah said he loved in the Quran, he said, I love people who are pious. Inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqeen. I love people who are pure. Inna Allah yuhibbul mutatahhirin. Allah said, I don't like certain people. Wallahu la yuhibbul zalimin. So Allah has dislikes, loves and dislikes too. So the word irada is to desire something, to wish something. That's one. Al-mahabba is to love something, which means you have attached to it. You have affection towards it. But mawadda is different. Al-mawadda in Arabic, and this we're talking Arabic, leave Quran, this is just Arabic. In Arabic, Mufradat al-Raghib says, one of the scholars in Arabic language, he said the word al-mawadda, it means love. But this is exactly the word, the meaning of mawadda. They say al-mahabba al-maqroona bit-ta'a. What does it mean? Because here we need to make this clear, because sometimes some people say, we love Ahlul Bayt too. Every Muslim you ask them, nobody will tell you we hate Ahlul Bayt. They say we love them. Alright? Good. But the Quran didn't say to love Ahlul Bayt. If the ayah was to say, إِلَّا الْمَحَبَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَةِ, then your point makes valid. But the ayah say, إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَةِ. Mawadda means what? To love, and the love that is attached with the obedience. Which means, if you love them and you don't obey them, that's not al-mawadda that Quran says. Because if Quran was you to just to love them and that's it, the Quran would have used mahabba. But Allah said mawaddata fil qurba. So love in your heart is not enough. It has to be attached to what? To the obedience to Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. The ayah says, that's the meaning of mawadda. Now, what's the meaning of qurba? Now, qurba, they say there are 4 meanings of it. What is the meaning of qurba? Number 1, they say qurba means anything that brings you closer to Allah. That's the first meaning. When we do salat, what do we say? I'm praying fajr qurbatan, qurba, close to Allah. So they say the word qurba, meaning anything that brings you closer to Allah is called qurba. They say salat is qurba, reading Quran is qurba, going to Hajj is qurba. So anything that brings you closer to Allah is called qurba. But you know, this does not stand in front of any reasoning. You know why? Because even the Quran says, the idol worshippers, they say we worship the idol so we get qurba to Allah. Ma na'buduhum illa liyuqarribuna ila Allahi zulfa. He said the only reason we worship those idols, we believe there is a God, but we worship those so they can get us close to Allah. So if we say qurba is everything, then what about the mushrikeen? They say the same thing too. So the word qurba, it doesn't make sense to mean anything that brings you closer to Allah. That's the first meaning. The second meaning, this is the word qurba, meaning the Prophet is saying to love and obey my extended family. Qurba, it says, كل من تعلق بالرسول. Anybody who has any relationship with the Prophet. إما النسب أو السبب. And nasab means through the blood, or sabab, and which is by marriage, which is the wives, and also those everybody that relate to the Prophet. If we take this also, it doesn't make any sense. Why not? Because the Prophet has relatives who have nothing to do with Islam. Abu Lahab is one of the companions too. So if we said anybody who is extended family and related to the Prophet, that means what? We have to listen and obey to Abu Lahab. And we know Quran says, Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. So that second meaning also doesn't make any sense either. Because it doesn't add up. And some of them even go to say, not only the extended, the mother's relatives, the babysitter's relatives, they're all part of the Qurba. That's tafsir number 2. Tafsir number 3, they say no. Al-Qurba means the companions of the Prophet. Those who were very close to him. Those who were next to him, who supported him, who were with him. Those are the meaning of Qurba. So when the Quran says, إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى, meaning you have to love and obey the closest companion to the Prophet. Okay? But this doesn't make sense either. Why not? Because those companions that we talk about, some of them changed before even Rasulullah left this world. Some of them changed after the Prophet. And there is hadith in Sahih Bukhari says, Yawmul Qiyamah, the Prophet will come and he see those companions, and as he walk to them, Ashabi, Ashabi, then the angel comes and stop him. And he says, La, Ya Rasulullah, these are not your companions. What are those? He says, إِنَّكَ لَا تَدْرِي مَا أَحْدَثُوا بَعْدَكَ. Because you don't know what they have done after you die. How can this become Qurba? If Allah knows, these people will change. Not only that, even if we say that Qurba is the companions, now you know and I know, the companions of the Prophet, some of them are known to be hypocrite, munafiqun. And Quran says, وَمِمَّنْ حَوْلَكَ, those who are around you, sitting next to you, munafiqun. They are hypocrite. Allah says, لَا تَعْلَمُهُمْ, Ya Rasul, you don't even know some of them. نَحْنُ نَعْلَمُهُمْ, we know them. سَنُعَذِّبُهُمْ مَرَّتَيْنِ, we will punish them twice. Allah said, and these are the companions. So how can Allah, knowing some of those people, they are hypocrite, and tell us to follow them to the day of Qiyamah? So the third doesn't make sense either. What is the fourth one? They says, as for the fourth one, they says, أَمَّا الْقُرْبَى, as for the meaning of the Qurba, the fourth one, they say they ask Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Ya Rasulullah, من هم قرباك الذين فرض الله علينا طاعتهم. Who are the qurba, the closest one to you, that Allah said they have to be the ones we have to love. And by the way, before I mention this, let me say all the three that we mentioned, it doesn't add up for one reason too. What is it? The reason is, see, when you go to buy a car, the good the car is, the more expensive it is. Which means to meet the car and with the need of the car, you have to pay more money. The house that you buy, the more house is newer, the more it's expensive. So what? So whatever you buy, whatever the quality is, it have to match the price. Now, if the Prophet was asked, what is the reward of this deen that you brought to us. And we know the deen is ma'soom. The reward of that deen supposed to match too. The Islam is a perfect religion. Now, if the reward that we have to pay to the Prophet, it has to be also matching so that it's equivalent to the effort that he put. And that effort, if you put the companions, it doesn't add up. You put the relative, it does. The only one that adds up is when you put Ali Muhammad to become the reward of this religion. And that is why when they asked Rasulullah, Man hum qurbak? Who are your qurba, ya Rasulullah? Then the Prophet answered, and he says, Qurbaya hum Aliyun wa Fatima wa ibnahuma. They are Allah. Sallallahu. Those qurba are Imam Ali alayhi salam. Sallallahu. And the next one is Fatima alayhi salam. Allahumma salli. And the third is Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. And the fourth is Imam al-Husaini alayhi salam. And the question is here. Okay, when the Prophet mentioned 4 of them, how did we get the others to come in? The Prophet didn't mention any other Imams. Imam Zayn al-Abidin was not mentioned there. Imam Baqir alayhi salam was not there. Imam Jafar al-Sadiq, Imam Musa, none of them was mentioned. The only one that he mentioned is this 4. So how did we come to end also till the 12 of them? How did he come to? So even if we agree that these are the 4 qurba, but how do we come to believe the others? Now we come to another ayah in the Quran. You know, there's something we call tafsir al-Quran bil-Quran. One ayah of the Quran comes to clarify another ayah in the Quran. Imam Ali alayhi salam, Allah. He says, Al-Quran yufassiru ba'duhu ba'da. He said one part of the Quran does the tafsir of other part. Now, how did we come about? You go to another ayah in Surah Ali Imran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet in the Quran, Ya Rasulullah, tell your ummah, whenever they have any dispute, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ وَأُولُو الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. This ayah was revealed, and guess what? The companions were listening to the Prophet. And one of the companions goes to the Prophet. Ya Rasulullah, we received this ayah you just read. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. I say, Ya Rasulullah, ati'u Allah is very clear. To obey Allah, no question. Ati'u Rasul, to obey the messenger, no question. But wa ulul amri minkum, Ya Rasulullah. Who are those? And Allah attached them to you. Because when you look at the ayah, ati'u Allah, obey Allah. Then another ayah came, another word, wa ati'u ar-Rasul, right? But the third one, it is wa ati'u ulul amr. No, ati'u ar-Rasul wa ulul amr. Attached together. The same wow, ati'u, is the same used to ulul amr. Why? They say because whatever Allah has given to Rasul in wa'ati'ur Rasul is the same thing given to ulul amr. So Allah didn't use another ati'u to say wa ati'u rasul wa ati'u ulul amr minkum. No, because they are almost the same in that line. So one of the companion comes to ask Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, man hum ulul amr? Then the Prophet responds. This is where it comes. And I'm saying this because when somebody asks you, where is Ahlul Bayt in the Quran? Now this is it. There is mentioned that one of the reliable companions of Rasul came, and his name is Jabir al-Ansari. And Jabir al-Ansari is known to be one of the most reliable companions. That is hadith is known between all the Muslims that he is reliable companion. When he says, he doesn't lie. He comes to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, man hum ulul amr? Now the other names comes in. Because up to Qurba, we say 4 of them is mentioned. Like, how did we get to 12? Now here's where it comes. Now then the Prophet told him, Ya Jabir, hum a'immatul muslimin. And here the Prophet says, a'immatul, not the Shia, huh? So even if you don't call yourself Shia, they're still your imams. Because the Prophet says, a'immatul muslimin. If you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, whether you accept or not, he is part of it. He's your leader. وَأَئِمَّةُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Okay, who are the أئمة المسلمين? Then the Prophet says, now listen, Ya Jabir. Now he's going to give them the list. So, أولهم, the first of those imams. And here, you can find this in Musnad of Imam Hanbal. Imam Hanbal is one of the leaders of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. In his book that is known and famous, and it's called Musnad Imam Hanbal or Musnad Ahmad Hanbal. In that book he wrote, and he says, then the Prophet mentioned the first Imam of the Muslims is Ali ibn Abi Talib. Now there is no question to say, was this compared? No, the names are mentioned. Just the names specifically. No. And number 2 is Wathani. The second one after Ali is whom? Is Thumma al-Hasan ibn Ali. Thumma man? Is Thumma al-Husayn ibn Ali. Thumma man? Then whom? Is ثم علي بن الحسين. ثم من? Then whom? Is ثم محمد الباقر. Now you see the hadith is amazing. He mentioned Imam Ali, no comment. Imam al-Hasan, no comment. Imam al-Hussein, no comment. Zayn al-Abidin, no comment. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, that's comment. What is it, Ya Rasulullah? He says, Ya Jabir, wasatudriku. You see, those things, those Imam Ali, you know him. Imam al-Hasan, you know him. Hussein, you know him. The rest, he said, one that I want to assure you, he says, Muhammad al-Baqir, he said, wasatudriku. He said, you will live to see him. وَإِذَا أَدْرَكْتَهُ. And when you do meet him, he said, فَأَبْلِغْهُ مِنِّي السَّلَامِ. Send my salam to him. وَقُلْ, and tell him, هَذَا سَلَامُ مِنْ جَدِّكَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. This salam is a special coming from your grandfather Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar. See, there are so much lesson from just this saying. There's number 1. That tells us Rasulullah knows ilm al-ghayb. Sometimes people ask, Rasulullah knows ilm al-ghayb. How does he know? Allah doesn't. No. Rasulullah, when he said, wasatudriku, he's telling Jabir how much longer he's going to live. Which Jabir himself doesn't know that. But the Prophet said, you will live to see Imam Ali. Imam al-Hassan, Imam al-Hussein, Imam Zayn al-Abidin, Imam Ali, all of them you will see them. And not only you will see them, and amazing, Allahu Akbar. Now listen carefully, brothers. See, the Prophet says, أبلغه مني السلام. When you see him, give my salam to him. You know what that means? He is assuring him another thing. I cannot guarantee your legs that you're going to walk to him. I cannot guarantee your hands, but I can guarantee your tongue that you can say my salam to him. Because you know what? Because by that time, Jabir al-Ansari, he was having problem with his eyes because of the age. Right? But Rasulullah didn't say anything about his eyes, but he said about his tongue. He said, أبلغه مني السلام. He said, not only am I assuring you a long life to see Muhammad al-Baqir, I'm assuring you that your mouth will be working, that you will be able to talk to him. And the narration, that's exactly what happened too. That Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, he did meet him. And not only that, Imam goes deep, the Prophet goes deep to tell about this Imam. He said, الَّذِي بَقَرَ الْعِلْمَ بَقْرًا. It says, بَقَرَ إِلْمَ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَالْآخِرِينَ. But the Prophet goes deep to talk about Imam Baqir alayhi salam. And surely Jaleel al-Ansari, he did meet Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Some narration said, one day he came to visit Imam Zayn al-Abidin. As he walked in the house, he heard a voice, and that voice just clicked to that hadith of the Prophet. Then he said to Imam Zayn al-Abidin, who is speaking? Then Imam says, my son. He says, is it Muhammad al-Baqir? He said, yes. Allahu Akbar. At that moment, the memories of that message just came back. Jabir al-Ansari started crying. And he said to Imam Baqir, can you come closer so I can get the hug from you? Imam came, he hugged Imam as he was crying. And he said, Assalamu alayk. Salamu min jaddika Rasulillah. This salam is not from me. It's a salam that I'm delivering a message from your grandfather Rasulullah who told me to tell you this. Then Imam said, wa alayka as-salam wa ala jaddi Rasulillah as-salam. And the Imam Baqir made dua for him. That is the narration, and the narration continues. That after Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, the Prophet didn't stop there. Then he says also, ثم, after him, ثم ابنه جعفر الصادق عليه السلام. Here is where some people have to understand. Those, when they come to certain imams, they stop and they leave the others. Now they have to continue the hadith. Because the hadith didn't say up to 4 or 3 imams. No, he continued. After 5, it goes to the 6th Imam, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Then after him, the 7th Imam, Al-Imam Musa al-Qadim alayhi salam. Then after him, another one, which is Al-Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rada alayhi salam. Then after him, Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. Then after him, Ali al-Hadi alayhi salam. Then right there, Imam make a comment. The Prophet made a comment. There was 2 stops in the hadith. One is Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, one is Imam al-Hujjah. And then he says, وَآخِرُهُمْ, the last of them, ismuhu, his name, yuwati'u ismi. His name matches my name. My name is Muhammad, his name is Muhammad too. And then he says, وَبِهِ, with him, يملأ الله الأرض قسطا وعدلا بعدما ملئت ظلما وجورا. With him, Allah will fill the entire earth with the justice after the earth was filled with injustice. Now the Prophet mentioned all the 12 Imams. Now you understand, when we say Shia al-Ithna Ashari, this is where it came from. From the Quran, an ayah that we just mentioned in Surah Al Imran. That's where the Ahlul Bayt came in, naming one after the other. And even when you go to Sahih Bukhari, Bab Khulafa al-Nabi, it's mentioned there. That Sahih Bukhari mentioned that Rasulullah says, لا يقوم هذا الأمر ما مر فيهم اثني عشر خليفة. That this religion will not come to an end until 12 successors pass through. But he doesn't mention them by name though. But then he said, the hadith, he says, then one person asked, what did the Prophet say? He didn't hear the last part of the hadith. Then the other person who heard, he says, قال كلهم من قريش. See, all of those companions, those khulafa, they are from Quraysh. I guarantee you, and this can be your homework tonight, you take a paper and pen and start finding those 12 successors other than Ahlul Bayt. And if you do find them, which is agreed among the Muslim Ummah, tell me I will shave my beard that day. You cannot find it because, not because I say so, because the ulama tried it and they failed it. Check the ulama books. Some of them started, yes, we know the 12 of them. Yes, we agree that the Prophet said there are 12. They said the first one is Abu Bakr, then Umar, then Uthman, then Ali, okay, then Muawiyah, then Yazid. No, Yazid doesn't. Then who? The rest, Allah knows them. Then some of them say, no, we know up to 6. Some of them will say, okay, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. Then he goes to Umar ibn al-Aziz, that's 5. Then 6, we leave the knowledge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They cannot find all the 12 successors as they are until you come to Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. That is Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. So when we talk about Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, this is where it came from. That Ahlul Bayt, they are 12 Imams. By name is mentioned by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. And one of them is Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam was born on the 1st of Rajab, one of the chosen month in Islam. You know, Rajab is one of the holy months in Islam. And Quran mentioned in Surah At-Tawbah, إِنَّ عِدَّةَ الشُّهُورَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ 12 شَهْرًا مِنْهَا 4 حُرُمٍ. Allah said there are 12 months in a year. Out of the 12, there are 4 that are considered sacred months. One of the 4 is Rajab. Allah chose that chosen month to be born in that month by one of the chosen servant of Him. A chosen servant being born in the chosen month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Born by whom? By chosen parents too. Because Imam Baqir alayhi salam, one of the different things about him and other Imams is he is Najib al-Tarafain. Sometimes some of the Imams, their fathers are, but their mothers are not. Imam Baqir, both sides are Najib. As for the father side, you come, who is his father? Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Allah. And who is his mother? His mother is Fatima bint al-Hasan. Who is Hassan? The grandson of the Prophet. Which means his father and the mother, their parents go to whom? To Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Najib al-Tarafain, that's Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. And the day he was born, he was given the most beautiful name after the name of Allah. In Islam, after you take the name of Allah, right, the next important name is the name of the Prophet or the name of Imam Ali alayhi salam. These two names, Muhammad and Ali, there is no match for them after the names of Allah. You know why? The hadith says, even if in the house, there's a child called Muhammad or Ali, they say anytime you call that name, Muhammad or Ali, Shaitan melts in that place. Shaitan cannot stand it. And this is where I want to take you, brothers and sisters, because today we said, we get too much Muhammad in our families. So when I get a new child, I need to name something different. We got too many Alis. No, there is never too many. You know what Imam Hussein said? لو ولد لي 1000 غلام لسميت كلهم بعلي. Imam Hussein says, if Allah is to bless me 1,000, not 100, 1,000 sons, he said all of them will be Ali. And he has proven us, Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Awsat, Ali al-Asghar. All his children Ali. These names, we got to understand this powerful name, Ali or Muhammad. And Imam alayhi salam, Imam Zayn al-Abidin, he named his son Muhammad. And this Muhammad al-Baqir grew up in this house, and he saw his grandfather Imam al-Husaini alayhi salam. And this is one of the lessons that I want us to learn too, brothers and sisters. Let's take them home message. Which means, as encouraged in Islam, early marriages. Early marriage is encouraged in Islam. So that a child grows to see his grandparents. There is a barakah in it. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, he grew up, he saw Imam al-Husaini alayhi salam. Not only that, he even went to Karbala, and he was in Karbala while he was almost 3 years old. And he witnessed everything that happened, and he is one of the 3 reporters of everything that happened in Karbala. We have 3 who told about Karbala exactly as it happens. One of them is Imam Zayn al-Abidin, one of them is Zainab alayhi salam, and one of them is Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. These are great people who mention about Karbala. And don't be surprised when we talk about Imam Baqir 3 years and you think he's 3 years. What does it? No, the Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, there is no child or adult in them when it comes to age. The younger one and the older one are the same. And don't be surprised if you think 2 years is too early. Now let me give you, in the Quran, someone was not born yet, not even pregnant with yet, but Allah told us he is a prophet and a leader and has a book, and he's gonna lead, and everyone has to follow him. Where is it in the Quran? Ya Yahya khudh al-kitaba biqawwa wa ataynahu al-hukma sabiyya. Allah said in the Quran, Ya Yahya was not young, is not yet even conceived, is not yet born, but Allah called him, and he says, wa ataynahu al-hukm, we gave him the leadership. When? Sabi. A Sabi is a child. That's Yahya alayhi salam. What about Imam Muhammad al-Baqir at the age of 3? Don't be surprised when it comes to Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam, he was in the crib and he says, Inni Abdullah atani al-kitab wa ja'alani nabiyya. I'm in the crib. You can see me baby, but I'm a prophet still. Ask me a question, I'm ready to lead right now. That's Isa alayhi salam in the Quran. So when it comes to the leadership, the age doesn't matter. Now let me tell you even more than that. The Prophet before he died, and he gathered some armies to go and fight. Who was the leader? Osama bin Zayd, right? He was a teenager, right? And some companions had an issue. He was not Ma'soom. He was not Imam. But the Prophet put him to be the leader of the army, even though he was still a teenager. And you know, some of the companions came and they were complaining to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, what's wrong? Look at us. We have a beard, gray hair. And you're telling us to listen to this teenager who's our grandson? And then you know what the Prophet told them? He said, لَيْسَ الْأَفْضَلْ هُوَ الْأَكْبَرُ إِنَّمَا الْأَفْضَلْ هُوَ الْأَكْبَرُ لَيْسَ الْأَكْبَرُ هُوَ الْأَفْضَلُ إِنَّمَا الْأَفْضَلْ هُوَ الْأَكْبَرُ. He said, the age doesn't make you better. What makes you better is the qualities that you possess. The Prophet, go and follow him. Go follow him. So in Islam, age doesn't matter. So Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam, as young as he was the leader of the Imam, the leader of the people of that time. And this great Imam, his knowledge is unbelievable. You know, some of the narrators said, Muhammad said, I saw the scholars, when they come to Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, they sit like babies in front of him to learn from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. They sit like a baby, and these are the great scholars. And their communities, and their counter. But when they come to Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, they sit like a children, so they can learn from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. And you know, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir was the first person, first Imam to establish that university in Medina that was expanded by Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. That university, the one who started the seed of it was Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. That he used to ask people to come when they come to Medina, to Hajj, to Umrah. He used to invite them and teach them. And he started that. And then Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq came and expanded it after his father. This Imam alayhi salam, one of the amazing things, and I want to urge our youth especially, because we live in this part of society, we have Christians and Jews, and sometimes there is question and answers. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir has a beautiful, very beautiful engaging of Christians and Jews. That could be a guideline for all of us. How to interact with the Christians, how to interact with the Jews. Especially when we do interfaith, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir has a beautiful way of doing it. That is one of the lessons we can learn from him. Not only that, one of the tools that we can learn from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir for today is the lesson of akhlaq. Akhlaq is one of the best tools, brothers, to tabligh of Islam. Today, we want to do tabligh, we want to invite people to Islam. But what can we do to invite others to Islam? We can write, we can go to the masajid, we can do things. But one of the powerful way to change people and call people to Islam is your akhlaq. And Imam Muhammad al-Baqir used exactly that to make differences in other people's life. Today, a lot of us, we would like to use other tools to invite people to Islam, which is okay. But you know what we say in America? Action speaks louder than. Now you can stand on the minbar and you say a million times, Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. If your action doesn't match, who's going to listen to you? But your action can be the best way to propagate Islam. And Imam Baqir did exactly that. In the way he talks to people, the way he carries himself. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, one time he was walking on the street. A man saw him. And the first thing he says, Anta Baqar. See, Baqar is one thing. Baqar is one thing. Baqar means what? It's a cow. Baqir, someone who split something, and especially knowledge, that got to deep of it is called Baqir. And you know, in Arabic there is a rule called Ziyadatul Mabna, Ziyadatun fil Ma'na. A word can be driven from one root, but the moment you add one letter extra, the meaning changes. Give you an example. We say Ar-Rahman and we say Ar-Rahim. Right? Rahman, Rahim. They both come from the word Rahma. Rahma, Rahman. Rahma, Rahim. Right? But they have different meaning. Because one of them have extra than the other. The Arabic will say Baqar is different. Baqir is different. But this man, because he wanted to make funny of Imam, and he said, Anta Baqar. Now, between you and Allah, today if you walk out of this center and somebody calls you something, somebody just call you a name. Are you cat, or you dog, or you something? What's going to happen? I know for sure the next thing is going to be changing of what? A blow. Because that's how we are, right? But Imam, he says, no, you call me Baqar, right? I'm not going to act with punching, but I'm going to knock you down with my brain. You know, when somebody says something bad, right? You can use your muscles, or you can use the muscle of your brain. Imam alayhi salam, what did he say? He says, ذَاكَ قَدْ اشْتَبَهْتَ. He said, you're making mistaken. My father named me Baqir, not Baqar. Then the man says, oh, I heard your mom is a cook. See, when somebody says something about you, it's one thing. But when they started talking about your mother, your father, that's a different thing. And especially Masoom. Now, he started talking about Imam's mother, and he's trying to put it down. And he says, if you said about my mom was cook, that could be her job. What's wrong with being cook? Then he goes to further, and he says, your mother is a lowest lady, lower. And he started going down and down and down. And Imam was listening. Now look at the knockout. Then Imam says, if my mother is what you said, may Allah forgive her for being what you said. But if she is not what you said, then may Allah forgive you for saying things she is not. You know, these words of Imam is called knockout. The Shami, when he heard this, he stopped and he couldn't talk. And Imam moved. As Imam was walking, he called the Imam. Yabna Rasulillah. He said, I didn't mean to disrespect you. He said, then what did you mean? He said, I heard so much bad about you and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and I wanted to test and see, is it real what I heard? Or no, what I heard was just a rumor and it's not true. But your akhlaq has proven to me that those were lies and you are not what they say you are. See, the akhlaq is able to give the man different image. The same thing you and I. Today you can walk on the street. Somebody sees you. He heard about Muslims, how they are, how they react. And then they do something. And then you react the same time. Say, oh, yeah, you confirmed what I heard about Muslims. Oh, you can behave differently to give that image that they were given. That, no, that was wrong. We Muslims are different. That is the lesson we can learn from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. Another lesson we can learn, how to deal with one another, or how to deal with ourselves during the time of tragedies. You know, they said one time Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam was sitting in his house. His friends came over to visit Imam. Imam received them. Normally, he was smiling, have them dinner, lunch, they have food and everything. Then before they left the house, they found that Imam's son was very sick. Very sick. But Imam didn't let that to show on his face or his character. He acted completely normal. They left when they found that Imam's son was not feeling well. Because the reason how they found out, the servant came and called Imam in the middle of the gathering and told him his son's situation is getting worse. That's how they knew. Then Imam excused them and went to check on his son. They also excused Imam and they left. The next day, or a few days later, they came to check on Imam and see how his son is doing. But this time they saw Imam was completely different. Imam was smiling. They thought his son has felt better. When they approached Imam, how's your son? Then Imam says, he passed on. He passed on? And I can see that smile on your face? What makes difference, ya Ibn Rasulullah? You were sad when he was alive, but now after he died, we don't see that. He said, yes, I was sad when he was going through that pain. I felt that pain that he was going through. But after he passed, I know Allah has relieved him from that pain. And he is the gift of Allah. And when Allah takes his gift back, what do I have other than to say shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That is the lesson we can learn from Imam alayhi salam. And the same thing Rasulullah did when his son died in Medina. Ibrahim, the Prophet says, Lillahi ma a'ta wa lillahi ma akhad. Allah is the one who gave and he took what he gave. That is the akhlaq of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. During the masa'ib. Al-Imam alayhi salam, he was in Medina. He was born and lived in Medina. After his father's martyrdom, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam, Hisham bin Abdul Malik, he became his eyes on Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Why? Because he knew how much Imam has influence in the people. And there's a reason for that, why Imam became very, very known and very famous among the people. So what he did, now he has to do something to end that with Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. So what did he do? He decided to poison Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. And he did just that. On the night of 7th of the Hajj, after 3 days of struggle of Imam Muhammad al-Baqir from that poison that he was given, Al-Imam alayhi salam, he was going through that pain until the final night. Imam alayhi salam, he called the people of Medina and he gathered his families and he said to them, after my death, the next Imam is my son, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Listen to him and obey him. After he gave his will to those people, then he turned to his son, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. And he said to him, Bunayya Ja'far, idha mittu faghassilni wa kaffinni wa hannitni wa salli alayya wa adfunni janba abi Imam Zayn al-Abidin. He said to his son, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, he said, when I die, I want you to take the responsibility of washing my body. I said, that is your first responsibility. Why? Because when Imam dies, the body should be given ghusl by the next Imam. I said, not only that, after you wash the body, فَكَفِّنِّي, I want you to give the shroud and kafan to my body as well. ثم ماذا? Then what? I said, وَصَلِّ عَلَيْهِ. And I want you to lead the salat on your father, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Do the salat al-janazah on me. Then what else? He said, then after that, وَادْفُنِّي جَنْبَ أَبِي. I want to be buried next to my father, Imam Ali Zayn al-Abidin. Allahu Akbar. To show that injustice that happened to them, so that they can be buried together next to one another. Allahu Akbar. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq said, I was sitting next to my father and I can see him turning left and right from the pain. And sometimes as he turned left and right, I said that he becomes unconscious from that pain and suffering. I said when the final moment came closer, I said, تغير لون أبي. I saw the color of my father change from that poison that has gotten into his system. I said, I look at him and I could not even take it anymore. I started crying for that pain that my father is going through. Allahu Akbar. You know, tonight when you cry with Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. You cry with Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhim as-salam. After Imam gave those wills, then Imam turned towards the Kaaba as he was sitting and was laying down. The narration said, فَمَدَّدَ يَدَيْهِ. He stretched his arms. وَمَدَّدَ رِجْلَيْهِ. He stretched his legs. وَغَمَّضَ عَيْنَيْهِ. He closed his eyes. Then he said, أَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. I bear witness there is no God but Allah. وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. I bear witness Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Imam Baqir alayhi salam closed his eyes and departed from this world. Now the question is this, Ya Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, you are telling your son, al-ghusl, al-kafan, what about your grandfather Hussein on the day of Ashura, who was left on the sand of Karbala, bila ghusl wala kafani? There was no ghusl or kafan on the father, on Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Inna lillah وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين.
दुनिया से आज पांचवा रहबर गुजर गया, दुनिया से आज पांचवा रहबर गुजर गया, सज्जादे दिल फिगार का दिल भर गुजर गया, दुनिया से आज पांचवा रहबर गुजर गया, जाफर यतीम हो गए बाक़िर ने की क़ज़ा, जाफर यतीम हो गए बाक़िर ने की क़ज़ा, बेवा के बैन है ये मेरा सरवर गुज़र गया, बेवा के बैन है मेरा सरवर गुज़र गया, दुनिया से आज पांचवा रहबर गुज़र गया, हज़रत को ज़हर ज़ीन में हशाम ने दिया, हज़रत को ज़हर ज़ीन में हशाम ने दिया, होकर शहीद आशिक़ दावर गुज़र गया, होकर शहीद आशिक़ दावर गुज़र गया, दुनिया से आज पांचवा रहबर गुज़र गया, सज्जादे दिल फिगार का दिल भर गुज़र गया, سہ کر ازل سے ظلم و ستم اشقیا کے سہ کر ازل سے ظلم و ستم اشقیا کے ہے امام بے کس و مضطر گزر گیا ہے امام بے کس و مضطر یا دنیا سے آج 5واں رہبر گزر گیا سجا دل پگار کا دل بچے یتیم ہو گئے گھر ہو گیا تباہ بچے یتیم ہو گئے گھر ہو گیا تباہ کوہرام ہے 5واں سرور گزر گیا کوہرام ہے کہ 5واں سرور گزر گیا علی دنیا سے آج 5واں رہبر گزر گیا سر پیٹے اے حسین تیرا 5واں امام سر پیٹ اے حسین تیرا 5واں امام سہ کے ظلم آج جہاں سے گزر گیا سہ کے ظلم آج جہاں سے گزر گیا دنیا سے آج 5 رہبر گزر گیا سجا دل پگار کا دل بھر گزر گیا یا حسین
قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ میں اندھیرے میں اکیلی نہ مر جاؤں کہیں مجھ کو مرنے سے بچاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا میں تیری یاد میں دن رات یوں تڑپتی ہوں جیسے پنجرے میں کوئی گائل پڑا ہو پنچھی موت کا خوف ہے سناٹا ہے ویرانی ہے میری امداد کو آؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آنکھ سینے سے لگاؤ بابا مجھ کو عادت ہے تیرے سینے پہ سر رکھنے کی چین کی نیند بھلا کیسے زمیں پر آئے قید خانے میں تو پڑتی ہے بلا کی گرمی اپنی گودی میں سلاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ بابا بھوپیوں کے بھی بندے ہاتھ پس گردن ہیں وہ بھلا کیسے میری آنکھوں سے آنسو پہنچے بے سہارا ہوں یتیمی کا کڑا موسم ہے اپنی صورت تو دکھاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ بابا نوک نیزا پہ جو کرتے تھے تلاوت مولا جان کیا سوچ کے اختر یہ سکینہ نے کہا شام کے لوگ ہیں بہرے یہ سمجھ سکتے نہیں ان کو قرآن سناؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ بابا میں اندھیرے میں اکیلی نہ مر جاؤں کہیں مجھ کو مرنے سے بچاؤ بابا قید تنہائی میں دم گھٹنے لگا ہے میرا آ کے سینے سے لگاؤ یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین 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 اللہم صلی علی محمد و علی